Shantae, you stay.
Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is the recap of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, Episode 5, The Bossy Rossy Show. Today I'm going to be recapping and reviewing the show while I'm watching it, and I can't wait, so let's get started. Of course, as usual, we start right where we left off. It's right after Dusty Ray Bottoms left. They erase her lipstick message from the mirror, and it's time for the bitch sesh. This time it's Asia, who feels like she got really taken advantage of because she helped everybody in the last challenge and she herself wound up in the bottom 3. Ms. Cracker kind of steps up and says, if you want to help people, that's on you. You should give that freely. It should be with no expectation of getting something in return. Because what Asia was complaining about was that she helped everybody, and then when she was in the weeds, nobody offered her any help when they saw that she was like scrambling at the end, I guess, to put her own looks together. And then she implies that sisterhood should come before Drag Race. And as Vixen points out to the confession cam, girl, I got enough sisters. There's $100,000 on the line. She's got a point. Listen, it wouldn't be a competition reality show without somebody saying, I'm not here to make friends. Okay, this mini challenge looks like it's going to be fun. They have to make a drag-worthy outfit out of everything that they find in these military duffel bags, which is going to be, I think it's just going to be like, you know, military uniforms. I can't wait to see how they turn out. Yeah, that wasn't quite as exciting as I thought it would be. They were cute, some were cute. The Vixen won again. She's kind of on a roll. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think the mini challenge winner means that much, but the fact that they chose the Vixen for the second time, I don't know. I don't know what that means. We'll have to see. So the maxi challenge is to appear as a guest on the Bossy Rossy show, which is going to be a talk show. They have to be funny and sassy, and this is improvisational. So this is going to challenge how funny they are on the spot. And this challenge is done in pairs. They're going to be on the show in pairs because the Vixen won the mini challenge. She gets to pick her partner, plus she gets to partner up everybody else. Okay, so she's paired everybody up. At the end, she leaves Eureka and Aquaria because, you know, she's having a beef with both of them. Everyone's like, ooh. But they could actually be good together, I think. The Vixen picks Asia as her own partner. Okay, so the first pair is Monet and Cameron, and they're going to appear on the episode that's called My Freaky Addiction is Ruining My Life. The Vixen and Asia O'Hara are going to be in Why Are You So Obsessed With Me? Perfect for the Vixen. Blair St. Clair and Monique Hart are going to be in I Married a Cactus. I don't know. Aquaria and Eureka are going to be in Look at Me, I'm a Sexy Baby. See, I think they could actually wind up winning this thing. Okay, the last group is Ms. Cracker and Mayhem, and their show is Save Me From My Deadly Fear of Pickles. They're in the workroom and they've got their assignments. They've got some costuming or at least material for each of their episodes. Vixen and Asia are the ones who they're doing You're So Obsessed With Me. And they're given a little bit of an outline, but they have to sort of flesh it out themselves. So it is, one of them is obsessed with the other one, and the other one thinks they have a stalker or something like that. One of them says, yeah, it's kind of like Aquaria and Ms. Cracker. Aquaria is always accusing Ms. Cracker of copying her look and stuff like that. So they decide, why don't we just be Aquaria and Ms. Cracker? They're like, oh great, we've got our backstory. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I don't think it's gonna go over too well, but if they're good, they could pull it off. I just don't know if they're good enough. Then I must say, some of the ones that I thought would be easy, they're just struggling. Cameron is a cutie, but I just don't think she has too much of a personality or maybe sense of humor or creativity. The I Married a Cactus, which I thought was the stupidest one, I think Blair's pretty funny and creative, and I think the two of them are onto something. So Blair and Monique, I think, are doing pretty well with this one. Monique said something like, I think we should have a safe word, like, so if you think I'm going like too far over the top or something, you just like say this safe word. And Blair goes, what should it be? And they're thinking about it for a minute, and Blair goes, Vanjie. That's gonna be their safe word, Vanjie. Okay, Blair and Monique are first, and oh, not great. So their situation was that Blair was married to the cactus and Monique was having an affair with the cactus. Once Monique came out, Ross Matthews said that he just wanted a ticket to the Monique show, that she really upstaged Blair, so that's not great. I don't know if Blair got lost or what, but she threw out Vanjie. If the intention was that then Monique was supposed to kind of bail her out if she said it, I'm not sure, but Monique just yelled Vanjie back at her, and they just sort of screamed Vanjie at each other. It got the audience excited, and I guess Ross liked it, but that's sort of how it ended. Unfortunately, not great. Okay, next was Monet and Cameron. I don't think I'm gonna like this challenge, because again, I thought the whole skit was stupid. They had the weird addiction, and they were both kind of gross. One had to sniff the panties, and the others was eating the hip pads. It was gross and stupid. Yeah, this isn't getting better. Mayhem and Miss Cracker do the I have a fear of pickles one. And Mayhem is the one that has the fear, and Miss Cracker dresses up as Dr. Dill, who's actually a pickle. They do a little like sort of homage to Andy Samberg and Justin Timberlake in a box. Mayhem has to reach in the box that's on Cracker's lap and feel it, and that was sort of a little bit that was maybe the bright spot of this one, but no. I guess I'm just not going to like this challenge. Okay, the Vixen and Asia. Again, I don't think this is very funny, but it wasn't horrible. According to the Vixen, Asia was supposed to copy her moves more. The Vixen was supposed to move her chair closer to Ross, which she did, and then Asia was supposed to scoot her chair closer to the Vixen. She didn't do that. The Vixen flips her hair. Asia's supposed to copy that. She didn't. So I think the Vixen was a little thrown off, and then the Vixen kind of runs off at the end. And apparently that wasn't rehearsed, because then Asia didn't know what she was supposed to do. But with all of that, it wasn't the worst. Oh God. The sexy babies. Even that concept creeped me out, so I didn't love it. They did okay for what they had, I guess. Ross seemed to think that Eureka outshined Aquaria, I guess, but it was creepy. Okay, the queens are getting ready for probably the Snapshot looks. It is elimination day, and I gotta tell ya, I am so intrigued by watching them put their makeup on. The layers and layers of highlights and lowlights and contour, it fascinates me. I'm not a makeup girl. I barely wear makeup ever. I do it for the videos, but in my real life, I'm almost never in makeup, and this is just, it's fascinating to watch. The transformation that like makeup alone can do. They give you cheekbones and oh my gosh. Eureka and the Vixen are kind of having it out. While they're talking, they're putting their makeup on, both of them, and I'm like transfixed. Now we're getting Eureka's sad story. Eureka was bullied, was beaten by her father for being outgoing and flamboyant, and also the other people teased or whatever. And sounds like had a rough childhood. Eureka's from the South, right? I can't remember where. Probably not super friendly to the LGBT community is what my guess is. Wow. Okay. The Vixen's got her own little story there. This moment here in the workroom is the first we are seeing any sort of vulnerability in the Vixen. Honestly, you know what seems sad to me? I feel like almost every one of these girls has something that they're overcoming from their past. The Vixen said that when she started in drag, she just would be sort of very quiet and she'd do her thing and then go home. And she started to feel like she needed to have a voice, and that's when she became more and more outspoken. That's kind of why she goes from 0 to 100 so quickly, and that she's not sure how to get to like 50. Okay, Ru comes out on the main stage. I'll say it every time, I guess. She looks gorgeous. I love it. She introduces the judges this week. We have, as always, Michelle Visage, Carson Kressley, and the guest judges this week are Carrie Preston and Shania Twain. Okay, so now it's time for the Snapshot Look, and this week the theme is denim and diamonds. And we start off with Monet Exchange. Next is Cameron Michaels, then the Vixen. Everybody seems to be doing kind of an assless chaps look. Asia O'Hara. Next is Aquaria, Eureka, Blair St. Clair, Monique Hart, Mayhem Miller, and finally Ms. Cracker, who's got like these Pippi Longstocking braids and buck teeth. So after making some decisions, RuPaul calls out the names of Asia, Blair, Aquaria, and Cameron and tells them that they are safe. And honestly, I just keep thinking I'm glad that Blair is safe because I knew this was not her week. The remaining girls are the top 3 and the bottom 3 for the week. The Vixen kind of jinxed herself earlier by saying that she wanted to have the judges' critiques because she's always been safe in the past, or on the top, I guess. I think it was Asia who said, be careful what you wish for, and yeah. Anyway, the bottom girls are Monet Exchange, and I'm getting worried for Monet now because this is her second week, and I don't know if she can pull it out twice in a row. And the Vixen, who then does one of those, I don't want to throw Asia under the bus, and then she throws her under the bus. Whether it was that Asia really missed the cues she was supposed to do or not, it doesn't really matter. They just didn't like her performance. So I don't know that that helps you to throw somebody under the bus when you're on the bottom. I think that can really only hurt you. The final one on the bottom this week was Mayhem Miller. Our top 3 girls of the week are Eureka. They loved her as a baby. I hated that one. Monique Hart and Ms. Cracker. They thought she was very funny as Dr. Dill. They liked her puns and they like her quirkiness. And I think it was Michelle who told her not to change that. I think she's going to make it far, actually, because she often gets a lot of good critiques. Even if she doesn't win, she's usually near the top or just getting praise. So I'm predicting that Ms. Cracker actually goes pretty far in this. Silence. I have made my decision. Bring back my girls. Okay, RuPaul tells Ms. Cracker she is safe. And to Eureka, congratulations, baby. Eureka has won this week's challenge and wins 2 tickets to Cirque du Soleil and airfare and a trip to Las Vegas. Which, not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but that seems a little light on the prize situation, doesn't it? Someone won like $13,000 worth of gift certificates. It seems a little skimpy. Anyway, it's still nice. So then that means that Monique Hart will also be safe. Okay, well, the Vixen is safe. So that automatically means that Monet Exchange and Mayhem Miller are up for elimination this week. I have this sick feeling in the pit of my stomach for Monet. I can tell you right now, I like her more than I like Mayhem, but I don't think this is going to be good unless she can pull out another lip sync for your life. I'm sure it's going to be to Shania Twain this week, but ladies, the time has come for you to lip sync for your life. And I was right, it's to Shania Twain, and I should have known it's to Man, I Feel Like a Woman. So this should be fun. Oh my gosh. Monet Exchange. Shantae, you stay. I was not sure that was going to happen. In fact, I was shocked because Monet pretty much brought it again for the dance, but not like she did last week. I thought it was too much like her ripping off her costume and ripping parts here and there. It was maybe a little too gimmicky. She had two like spray hair color things that she sprayed on at once. It's sort of funny. I don't even know where those little cans of hairspray came from, but it was a little too much, I thought. So I was even more worried, but yay! I'm so happy. I think she's going to have to step up her game though if she wants to stay. I feel bad for Mayhem, of course, but I'm happy this week, I have to say. I'm surprised and I'm happy. And so unfortunately, that means Mayhem Miller, sashay away. Mayhem's parting words are, "You are all beautiful. Don't you let nobody ever tell you anything different." Sweet, but I am going to forget that by next week. Angie. I told myself I was not. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm not. I have got to be done with it. I need Miss Vanjie rehab. We get Mayhem's lipstick message on the mirror, and it says, "I love to party." Okay. We say goodbye to Mayhem Miller. Okay, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have not yet subscribed to Jill Informed, please do so. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please leave a comment down below. Did you think Mayhem should have gone home this week, or did you think it should have been Monet? I'd love to hear from you. And I will see you next Thursday at 1 p.m. Central Time for the next recap of RuPaul's Drag Race. Bye-bye.